Hi, howdy-ho there. We're back with more of this. Sure, Kane. I like Kane. The saga to reach Ultra Greed mode. Okay, that's not bad. Nice, nice. Nice, nice. You mind if I vent for a second? Everybody at home? Well, who am I kidding? I'm never going to know. No one comments on these videos, so I'm just going to assume you never want to share your opinions here, because why would you? It's a Binding of Isaac video. You know, it's a very frequent thing for me to really want people to enjoy my content. There's one slight problem with that, however. And that's it's not very good. I try. I really do try. It just never comes out entertaining. It's always, you know, not even worth watching 2 minutes in 4. You know? And I mean, I try to make jokes, but I'm not funny, I'm not creative, I'm not, you know, anything that justifies me being someone who makes anything. I feel like a lot of people would probably agree with me when I say, you know, you'd rather not have me here making videos. I feel like a lot of people would agree with me when I say I shouldn't be here at all. Alive. You know, weird thing to say in a video, but, you know, because no one's going to watch this far in, I can just say it and no one will care. You know, I feel like most people who would meet me in person would probably eventually come to the conclusion, if they were asked to, that they wouldn't care if I killed myself. Or they would, you know, kind of breathe a sigh of relief, maybe, for my family, because they spend... My parents spend a lot of money on food and groceries, you know, all of that just to feed, you know, my siblings who are great people, who are definitely going places, and then me, who is devouring that food and drinking that water and using that electricity to do nothing. To be a drain on their bank accounts and see to it that they can never live the life that they can never fully live the life that they truly want without way more work than they should have to do, because they're far more deserving people of happiness than I am. And, you know, I think a lot of people think, oh, it's so tragic for someone to kill themselves. No, you shouldn't, even if you think that. No, but here's the thing, though. You don't know how useless I am as a person. You are incapable of understanding the sheer degree of incompetence as a human being I have. I want to be an artist, right? This is just an example. But there's 2 problems with that. 1, I have no inherent talent. That's fine, right? You can get over that. Anyone who does art will tell you talent's not the most important thing. There's one other issue, though. I'm incredibly stupid and incredibly lazy. Like, I know I could practice at any given time. I just don't really do it. I just procrastinate on everything I want to accomplish. I know that I'll never be worth anything. The best case scenario for me is just being a drain on some facet of society, the only future I see for myself, and the only future that I'll ever reach, probably, is dying under a bridge. Overdosing on something stupid like cough syrup, because, like, what else am I gonna do with my life? If I can't get my act together, and trust me, I've had a million opportunities and butchered all of them. I just don't think I'll... Hi.
Mom is trying to sleep.
What?
Mom is trying to sleep.
Okay. You see, it's a problem of, you know, I'm just a bad person. It is a moral failing on my part to be this useless. And I know this, and I don't do anything about it. I want to, but I don't. Not because I don't know what to do, it's just, I don't. Because I'm lazy. Because I'm too selfish to just be a better person for the sake of everyone around me. I'm too selfish to bother myself with making myself a better person for the sake of the world I live in and the family I have. So I just remain a dredge on society and my family until I keel over and die. And, you know, I'm not going to leave a legacy. No one watches these videos. I'll just... Even if they go anywhere, no one will remember me. Not even my family, I'm pretty sure. They'll forget I ever existed. Actually, they won't, because they'll have some expenses removed, and they'll live happier lives, and they'll deserve to. You know, if I just die. Which makes me wonder why I don't just get it over with. I mean, the end result is the same either way. And it doesn't really matter if they grieve me or not. I provide nothing. You know, probably the best case scenario for me is I find somewhere where they won't have to, you know, be bothered anymore than they already have been with me. I'm saying all this in a YouTube video. I know the last video ended pretty positively, so you might wonder how it came to this, especially because I'm recording these on the same day. It's simple, really. I just kind of reflected a little. You know, and let me tell you something. When someone tells me that I'm wrong about any of these things, I just think they're lying. You know? Whenever someone tells me, no, you're not useless or anything like that, I just think they're lying to me. I just think they're lying to my face. To be a good person. Like, they're doing it to be nice. They're saying it to be nice. They don't actually mean it, necessarily. Or they don't know me well enough to know for sure. You know, I can't just get over myself and, you know, die in silence. I just have to tell people in a YouTube video. Fuck, that's just so emblematic of everything, isn't it? But hey, you know, we don't live in a fair world. In a fair world, I never would have been born. In a fair world, you know, all those talented people with little to no resources to, you know, not fester, that's the wrong word, grow that talent, and all those beautiful altruistic people out there in the world constantly severed from the means to do what they desire to for the world, are just all, they would all in a perfect world be, you know, successful and happy. And in a perfect world, I never would have been born. In a perfect world, I would have died in a gulch, at the very least, before I could be a burden on my family and the people around me. Why does everyone care so much about me? You know, is the first thought I have. And you know, I've had a talk with my parents a few times about these thoughts, but I never leave them fixed, per se, and I never leave them feeling better, because, well, I do leave them feeling better, but only for like a little bit, and then I just go right back to this. You know, that's just kind of more of what you'd expect out of the worst piece of shit in my family, is I can't not be a bother to people. I try, maybe, I try to keep myself quiet, but then I blabber out because I'm selfish, and I can't just get it over with by myself. I talk to my parents, I crash the fuck out, and I just become a bother. You know? I can't help but think if, I'm just repeating myself now. Probably still gonna upload this too, because why did I do that? At least I'm playing a little better now. That's nice. You know, maybe, just maybe, I'm just tired right now because it's a bit late, and I'm just saying these things, and these are just spur-of-the-moment thoughts that'll go away once I feel just a little bit better. And you know, maybe, just maybe, if I decide to, like, do the things I'm supposed to be doing to, you know, remove this sense of self-worthlessness, then maybe, just maybe, I'll feel better pretty quickly, but I'm not doing them, so, okay, I fucked that up. Well, I'm not doing them, so I'm not feeling any better, obviously. Maybe that's all I need. Just a little bit of sleep and practice. Feel better about myself. But then again, maybe not. Maybe these thoughts won't go away. Maybe I'm right about myself and I should just... Probably I'm right about myself and I should just... You know, nip myself in the bud soon. Well, yeah. Anyways, time to finish greedy mode, and the run's already over. Okay, why did damage have to go down? Come on, game. Like, shop speed I can deal with, but damage? Dude. Special key. I don't really feel like recording anymore. I just wasted your time and mine. Alright. Have a good one. Bye.